Alright, welcome back, folks, to Ash of the Gods Redemption. We are returning to Poe. And you see, there are main roads across the steppes. Make sure that they take the one that goes by the temple. Okay, so we see, we got that one, and that one. Okay, we are going to the temple, so why is that longer than everyone else? The Black Temple. Let's go to the Black Temple. A cursed ravine. A stretch of mountain path between the Gillian tunnel exit and the Black Temple. It's notorious as abundant for poisonous herbs, glyphified vulture nests. Just by the red markets. Which way that leads to the city of Wodan. Simple things. Let's go through the cursed ravine. You halt and notice a small party of gills on the road ahead. They drag a young, dark-skinned monk behind them with a robe. The mountain dwellers trade in slaves, but no one in Frisco will buy a temple servant. Don't think that they're going to sell the lad as a slave, Candia explains. More likely they're taking him to Gilda's altar. They'll slit his throat, chaining their songs and washing their faces in his blood. That's how they worship their gods. Shall we interfere? Attack! As you near the gills, the boulder rolls down the slope. The gills turn. So you draw their weapons, losing the element of surprise. Well, it'll just make the skirmish a bit longer. Overall, a negotiable hitch. I think we're going to get an ally here. Yeah, perfect. We got tons of gold. 12,000. Tons of gold. I think we'll get a new ally. Maybe. Maybe not. A monk healer. Nice. Let's just start the battle. Ouch. Damn. Huh. Our movement is terrible, by the way. I wonder why that does so much damage to her. Dang, man. He just wiped out half the people. Oh, man. Jesus, he does so much damage. That's pretty gross. That's... Yep, and everybody's gonna get a chance to kill him. Okay. There we go. Ruins of Awe. +1 attack for archers. That's really good. In the aftermath, you approach the monk you saved. He looks around fanatically, weary of his newfound freedom. Who are you? He asks, as with a tilt of his head. The monk mumbles apprehensively, a silly smile on his lips. My name is Abbas. I'm traveling to the Mythmere, to the behest of the Temple of the Divine Wrath. Do you know where these guilds were taking me? Get the monk's robes. To Gillian's altar, where they will slice open your throat, he would reply. I saved you. Your life belongs to me now. You will go where I tell you to the triple Mythmere, that is. You might be useful. Rest assured I will do your bidding, the mumbles apprehensively. Don't let my young age fool you. I can heal, and I know some temple enchantments against evil. You nod. Of course you'll do my bidding. Let's go. No reason to waste time here. So we got +1. And then just continue the journey. Yeah, we got plenty of sticks and stuff. You hear the squeaking of wheels in a peller's cart around the bend. The peller has no horses. He pulls the cart himself. You know some of his companions greedily eyeing his goods. You stop. I hope you are not thinking about robbing the peller, you say to all to hear. Jenna raises you a long, surprising look. She puts her weapon away and raises her hands in frustration. How do I get goods then? You are suggesting I pay for them? So that goods must be paid for. You're mildly surprised. Did you take anything you finaxed from the other vendors before, or is this feeling of impunity a new development? Jeanette snorts in surprise. But the war has begun, and the reaping is upon us. We need all the supply, all the valuables we can get. You shake your head. This peddler didn't declare war on you, and if you do, I'll side with him. An army that kills merchants will soon find itself breadless and naked. That is very true. Peddler, who has been listening in on this conversation, the whole town bows to you and suggests selecting any of his goods as a gift. Unfortunately, you find nothing useful in his cart, so you bid him a polite farewell. It's like murder everyone. No, we're not murdering everyone. Just bad guys. You hear some noise in the deserted roads. You round the corner in time to witness an unpleasant scene. A gang of guilds robbing a merchant's cart. Bellowing crates and goods, they shatter across the road. The merchant lies on the roadside, unmoving, but you see no blood. Attack the bandits! You have agreed to protect every merchant or trespasser you encounter, but if 2 or 3 such gangs were to unite, it'd cause a lot of trouble. This gang probably wouldn't just let you walk or pass them. Easy prey provokes the bastards. Alright, and we got a monk. We got lots of people upgrading. That's awesome right there. Plus 2 energy. This one cooldown, flash. This one cooldown. That's 9 to the cost of this ability. Sure. And then who else we got here? We got this monk, mystic, spirit strike. Let's go ahead and take healing. There we are. Focus, +1 attack distance, master archery. Yep, definitely take that one. Go back. And then, who's the archer? There's our archer. +1 range to attacks. I didn't know that there was difference between attack and then... These are level 4 monks. We won't... There we go. Let's go ahead and get started. Trying to think. I mean, we're not doing bad on wounds. Go ahead and get started. There, see? That's what I'm looking for. Come at me, bro. Nice. Huh. Dang. Maybe I should take a look. Everybody else is just so slow. The assassin's just like, hi, boom, kill you. That's some crazy damage. They're all gonna be dead right here. So much damage. We leveled up a little bit more. Returned to the cart after dealing with the bandits and noticed the merchant trying to get up. Apparently, they just hit him with a butt of an axe. There's a huge lump on his head. Jenna shrugs. You can't profit from it now. The owner of these have changed their minds about dying. You forbid us to rob the living ones. Good fellow, why do you travel without protection, you ask the merchant, with the guild's kinder on their roads in the past. Merchant bows, rubbing his injured head. With the gods as my witness, the world has changed. I paid the Gillian elders, I paid the Friskian watches, but these bandits all say that since the reaping started, the old agreements don't stand. My neck is getting scorched, it's unbearable. Tell the merchant about the plague. Yes, the reaping is here, you warn the merchant. The status of the previous arrangements is dire. The plague shows a noose around everyone, but if you have sticks, you can carry them with you to make it easier. Do you have any merchandise? Can I buy something? The merchant anxiously covers his neck with a handkerchief. Of course you can, he says. It looks like nothing damaged. Please accept my sincerest gratitude for your help. If not for you, I would have lost everything. Where are you off to next? Oh, got sticks. You dash the merchant's hopes. I help you, but I won't guard you. I will trade and go our separate ways. Yeah, see what we got here. +1 attack, +4 health, +1 attack. Heals injury, sticks. Purchase that. Purchase that. What's this? Destructive mood. Miraculous healing. Steel bracers, we'll take that. Oop, take that. Let's see here. Drain. Reduce the energy and increase health by around the party member. No, I don't really want those. Magic. Not too worried about that. Northern Ravine or the Temple Road? The Red Gates. Sounds fun. Roundabout way to the Black Temple to the entrance of the Drowsy Deep. Watch your step, the ravine is crawling with vipers. Something is happening on the roadside ditch. It sounds like a wild dog have cornered a hog. You hear growls and muffled squeals. You get closer, and it's no hog. It's a fat, middle-aged Pharisant, desperately kicking at the dogs. He doesn't stand a chance. Your companions try to chase the pack away. Intervene. In 2 or 3 quick strides, you move past your companions and kill most of the dogs. The rest of the pack shatters, whining, and the Pharisant showers you with gratitude. But the moment you turn your back, he tries to kill you. You turn around, deflecting the surging blow, and slices off his head quickly. Seeking gratitude makes you vulnerable, you say, as the head rolls away. Better to not seek it, because you'll still manage to get some. Now and then, search him. Nice! And we got gold for it. Continue the journey. The road weaves through a thick growth of nut trees and elfin woods. You can smell the smoke in the nearby Gurren village. Without warning, the stone flies from the shrubbery, accompanied by children's laughter. And a hail of rocks follow, some of which are rather hefty. Keep to the other side of the road. Stick to the other side of the road. It's not far for a big rock. It's not too far for the bigger rocks to reach, and the smaller ones are no threat. You soon left the thicket underbrush behind, and with it a jeering of rain of stones. Not too worried about those. Let's kill a bunch of little kids. Nah, we're not going to do that. A man dressed as a junior Friskin commander sits on a rock by the roadside. It's only when you get closer that you realize that he's dead. Stiff finger grasping the hilt of 2 daggers that pierced his lungs through his ribcage. Buzzing flies have been drawn by the sickly smell of decay. The embrace of death, you whisper. Shiner cries out in surprise and makes for the corpse. You see this Styx-covered captain's insignia on the dead man's chest and a satchel on his shoulder. It's a lid held tight with a piece of string. The marauders haven't yet desecrated the body. Watching passively. Jeanette snatches the pendant from the dead man's chest and rummages through his satchel. Seeing this reminds you of something your mentor said. Everyone stumbles once in a while. An important thing is to acknowledge when it happens, even if it takes time. It is no coincidence that the warrior who committed ritual suicide had a valuable pendant on his chest and a satchel on his back. Whoever claims them will also shoulder his sins, not a concern for those already cursed. And aren't you all already? Our relations asks you why. Why did he do it? To cleanse his spirit, his reputation? You weigh your words carefully. I know one thing. Whenever this person is guilty of, by killing himself, he ensures that his family will receive support and his children will be allowed to attend temple school. The Red Gates. A small procession turns onto the road ahead of you. Mules, half-dead nags drag 2 overloaded wagons. Judging by the color and shimmer of the powder covering the sacks, it's salt. The cargo isn't that interests you. As the strange-looking villains driving the horses. Around you, you expect physicians. A squinty interest in some cash, the vandal sits next to the first wagon's coach head, disdainfully asks, "You're delivering an order to Nakame, the temple's advisors. He pays good coin for salt, which he uses to preserve human flesh and blood. He buys people too, dead or alive. You only need to salt the dead ones. So if you have anyone for sale, kill the Vandals. Are we at in war with Vandals? Kill the horses or kill the Vandals. Kill the Vandals. You shake your head. You talk too much for your own good. I don't know why Nakami needs so much salt, but he'll regret his choice of suppliers when it never arrives. Gives you a scornful look. What do you mean, it never arrives? I'm licensed by the temple. I'm untouchable. You dart between the two wagons, then look back to watch the slashed bodies tremble. A warrior of peace doesn't honor a temple license brandished by scumbags. Regardless, it'll be a good idea to search the bodies. Nice. Sticks received. Nice. The Red Gate. A roundabout way to the Black Temple of the entrance of the Drowsy Deep. Watch your step, a regime of crawling vipers. Path of Poison. The road is, let's see, what does this do? Could rest, or we'll just continue. Just off the road, you hear shouting, barking, and muffled growls. You investigate, discovering a huge wolf tied to a tree. Its muzzle and its hind legs are secured by a fishing net. Several Gillian women hurl rocks at the animal, prepared to set their dogs upon it. A man holding a torch tries to a long stick, thrust it towards the wolf. Seizing the element of surprise, you slowly draw your sword. Free the animal. Step before the woman with your sword drawn. 3 swings is all it takes to cut the ropes behind the animal. Dogs shatter with their tails between their legs. The wolf limps towards the forest. Silence falls over the little glade. The Gillian woman huddles together and the children run into the bushes. Man tries to save his dignity. You look back at your companions. Could this wolf confess the locations of its lair? No. Then what's the point in torturing it? The Gil's eyes are full of hatred. It was killing our cattle! You face surprise. Then why didn't you kill it? Did you teach it a lesson? Try to make a wolf swear that I'll never kill cattle again? Giles grabs a stake from the ground and snarls menacingly. It reminds me, why did some squinty-eyed ship order the Gills around? Kill the Gil. You step forward, slitting the Gil's throat in one fluid strike. Because you can, you reply. The Gillian woman runs away screaming. There should be a point to everything you tell your companions. Nourishment, survival, and enrichment is meant to avoid poverty, but a beast suffering is pointless. This bastard's suffering is pointless. At least the other bastards can't see it. You put the wheezing Gale out of his misery. Well, this is dark. You notice a prostrated merchant near a dry well on the roadside. Several bundles tied near him. He's alive, but exhausted. Stealing his belongings would benefit a warrior of peace, but you can't trade with an unconscious merchant. Pour water on the poor fellow's face. Take out a flask from your belt and pour some water on the merchant's eyes. He moves, and still can't open his eyes. Bring the merchant to his senses. Scalbus to help, and he says a prayer for the sleeping man. A few minutes later, the merchant wakes up, looking rather healthy. Boom! We saved the monk! Yep. It turns out that his horse fell and he hit his head. He managed to bring the sex to the well, but when he saw that there was no water, he got desperate. He's very grateful to your help and gives you small sticks for your trouble. You can also trade with him now. Nice. Plus 8 health, plus 4 energy, plus 1 walk speed. What's this? Trauma. Okay, let's grab that one. grab that. Grab that. Then grab that. Nice. Alright, let's continue our path. I see, murder hoboing doesn't always work out. The Drowsy Deep is a very peculiar location. 700 years ago, a great battle was waged on the Triple Manthmere, turning the deep into a lifeless desert of bones that crunch under horse hooves. Nobody can linger thanks to the poisonous air, yet here you are, riding towards the three Manthmere. The three sacred stones peek over the horizon. Pilgrims call them the fingers of the gods. The closer you get to the warriors at the base of the Manthmeres, the more you suspect they aren't Fristians. Every detail you can make out, clothes, silhouettes, looks different, though the desert haze makes it hard to tell for sure. You still can't quite identify the warriors of the Manthmere. They are tall and unusually built. Their faces are masked. Assyrians, most likely. You remember reading about them in the Shadow Clan's manuscripts. You must confront them, as they are much more dangerous than Pico Certes and some Legion commander. There's no time to lose. Fight them. Okay, here we go. Got lots of upgrading. Alright. Ember Tar. Let's go ahead and take that. Then he upgraded as well. Plus 2 walk. Long spear.
Oh!
Alright. Then we've got stuff to give out. Energy. So plus 1 to attack. Plus 8 health. She's the lowest on health. No, she's the lowest on health. We'll do that. It's for energy. Who's the lowest on energy? And plus 1 to attack. Yeah, plus 1 to attack. Yeah, give that to him. Make him a monster and badass. Yep, okay. And then we fight. Let's see here. We fought a whole bunch of humans, but we haven't fought too many Assyrians. There we go. Fight this. Should be pretty good at this. Interesting. Good shot. He's got range. Yep. It's like, oh, look, this guy. He's about ready to die. Pretty sure he can handle it all by himself. he is super fast. One-man army right here, man. One-man army. Good blow. Okay, where's he going? Nice. The Reaper's Breath, and then Touch of Chaos. Nice. Cool. Step on the shard of the Witchblade, and the sword has lost its power with the death of their outlandish warriors. It is unfortunate. They would have made fine trophies. His last enemy, who carved a command of the Frisian Legion, died at the hands of the Essirs. All that is left to do is to wait for your client and his next orders. Alright, let's talk to people. But he's clearly upset. Should this concern you? You approach Swarthy and notice water skins behind her. She's neither thirsty nor in the middle of cleaning herself up. We can't find a place to wash without being watched. I step behind the Mythmere, but Essern monks are taking a stroll there. That man can't take a hint. Ask the other women to hold a piece of cloth as a screen while you watch. While you wait? While you wash. How is your neck? It's no worse. It burns, of course, but the pain eases after I walk between those rocks. They restored my strength, to be sure, and it will, then will the ulcers disappear? The reaping ends, or when we all die. Try to ignore it for now. We need to save our water. It's better to smell than to die of thirst. I'll speak to everyone. But wouldn't sheath the notch of glorious swords, would you? My body, much like your sword. Just as fast, you mean? So that turns red, stuttering to say something, then falls silent. Drum stands rooted in the spot a short distance from the others. He is considering going back to Friska. What are you staring at, Ekon? I am the same old Dale, and I'm not opaque. I just found out that you finished off the tortured girl on the Woden dais, and it makes me sick. Does it make a difference? Nothing. That's the irony. There's no other way for me. Why did you have to walk into that accursed tunnel? Whatever you do, it's your choice. I have some time to make an important decision. I'm here with Proto Circe's bidding, and I will travel with him. This is your chance to return to Frisia. The Count promised that he'd protect those aiding me. You've struck me, Archon. It's something really heavy. I can't think straight. Let me collect my thoughts first. You can consider, but there's not much time. I can't help wonder if they say there's a Mythmere is true. If someone is alien, they should walk between the stones. Obviously, you shouldn't touch them. Like petting a rattlesnake, isn't it? You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know unless you try. Alice. Lorraine forsworn beside the Mythmere, the Asuran monk cast wary glances at the dead Friskins and Essirs. He seems disinterested in trophies and weapons. You address him. How do you know that we shouldn't touch the Mythmere during reap time? And how did you discover that we should stand between the sacred stones? Did they cure your weakness? Then shrugs timidly. What's there to know? There are only two places like this in Turmerine. The triple Mythmere and the double Mythmere, between somewhere near Ursa's. Every monk knows this. It's common knowledge to stand. Yeah, it's common knowledge that standing between stones is much preferred to touching them. He hesitantly adds. Today I learned why. I saw dead frisking by the Mythmere and knew that touching it would kill some of them. Ask whether the monk knows anything about the sages in the steppes. Alice looks perplexed. There are all kinds of folks in the steppes. Hard to tell if someone a sage or a cannibal. Thank the gods I've never met either. Though, truthfully, I can't say for sure about the cannibals. Albus suddenly remembers something. On occasion, my brethren encounter a sorcerer in the Quagmire path. He claims to be looking after the Mythmere, but that's bullshit. There are no sacred stones in the area other than the reclining myth here, and it needs no mining. They look around and leave without another word. Kendra does not take her eyes off you. Perhaps you should talk to her. Kendra looks troubled. She keeps checking her weapons and counting under her breath. Listen, we've wasted enough time here. We should leave. It's too late to leave. Why is that? The Fristons ain't here yet. Why should we wait for them? They've already arrived. 3 legions close in from 3 directions. This is their Redindus Point. Redindus Point. It should be a rallying point, I would think. We could deal with a patrol or 2, but not 3 legions. I don't understand. What are you implying, Ekron? I shall wait for Pelko Soritu. He assured the command of all 3 legions, which is you and I serve on a silver platter. Don't make such a face. I know that you have no reason to like him, but I also promise to protect everyone who aids me. I won't trust a word he says, but I'm no arrogant, let alone an Ekron warrior. Perhaps he would dare trick you. I suppose I should share the good news with the others. Tell me, why do you need us? There's no choice, Kendry. The alternative is death, and no, I have no use for you, none of you, but I have no use for your dead bodies either. What is it, Elvon? Here to question me about that little argument about Bola? Just sit back and enjoy the show. You realize that I wanted to kill her. I could just snap my fingers. What was the argument about? Could be about you. Don't believe me? Well, alright. I saw ruby earrings in the Friskin's ear, so I cut it off, ear and all. But guess what? This whore told me off. Told me I shouldn't defile the bodies. You remind me of a peacock fanning out feathers and flaunting around. No fight, no flight. Doing everything poorly, but looking good doing it. Just remember, Archon, a crazy peacock is no safer than a rabid wolf. They shoot rabid wolves from a distance. Same goes for foxes. Bola. Bola hides her face when she notices you. You didn't intend to go around moralizing, but you don't want tension in your party. What do you want? Have you ever seen a girl fight? Trust me, there'll be more. We grab hair and knock out teeth. You don't hear me complain. You're not here to wipe our noses. What did you tell her? Told her that I won't tolerate her whims. I can't stand it when the dead are mutilated. I can't stand it when someone dredges up anger, as I am not angry enough. What happened to the ruby? A ruby? Did she tell you that? I couldn't care less about the ruby. Have you seen the Inquisitor's collections at Woden? Shanaet was it now, and she explained it. She also took the tortured equipment with her. Wonder what's driving her. I saw her lunge at you. She was shoving off. She's hot-tempered and quick to flare up. She knew that there were men watching. And men love a good cat fight. So I told her off, and find an excuse. Shanaet also fetching in a fight. She's better than I am. I have no inclination to fuss over you. With a crooked smile, don't fuss then. We couldn't have killed each other, so what? You get on your horse and ride away. What are we to you? I shall do exactly that. Keep that in mind, I'm not perfect. I detest this so much that I could kill. I don't care what you detest. I don't care what you don't care. Oh, decreased with her. You turn around to see Shanaet looking at you with poorly concealed anger. Isn't that kind of petty? Let's see here. It's a good time to do battle. Oh, man. Everybody's so freaking... let's see here. Gonna take that. This one to attack. There we go. Distance. This one to attack. There you go. Everybody's leveled up. Nice, nice, nice. Wait for Puka. Triple. Perhaps there's some healing power. Walk between the Mythbringers. You walk between the sacred stones, careful not to touch them. A divine force washes over you, you suddenly feel at peace. Your wounds are healed, your mind settles. Seeing that you're unharmed, the others follow your lead. Alright. Cool. Wait for...
Not everyone made it to the top. But among those who did, nobody managed it by sheer luck.
This is a good place to stop, Zany. I will see you folks in the next video. Bye. This is the starting of chapter 6, pretty sure. So, bye.